Hello everybody! Now we're going to do maths this morning and we're very sorry that it's online and not in our classrooms as we would have liked it to have been, but we're going to keep smiling, we're going to try our best and have a little go. So what we are going to do today is we are going to begin by counting to warm our brains up. So let's use our Numicon track to start on 1 and we're going to go all the way up to 10. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's go back. Let's count down, starting with our biggest number, which is 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now this time we are going to use a spinner to help us pick a number that we're going to start on, and we're going to count on from the number that it lands on, okay? So instead of starting at number 1, we're going to start on a different number. And this is going to help us when we start to learn how to add numbers together later on. So let's begin by spinning the spinner. Oh, it's landed on 1, we'll have to do it again. 5, okay. So I'm going to put my finger or my computer on the number 5, and we're going to put it on our heads. And we're going to count on from 5 all the way up to number 10, okay? And in my class, we often use our hands or we do actions when we count to make it a bit more fun. So I think we'll be like little snowflakes in the sky as we count. Are you ready? 5 in our heads. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Now, if that was a bit speedy-weedy for you and you found that a bit tricky, have a look at the number track to help you know what comes after 5, okay? So because we're counting on, we start with 5 and then we see the number that's bigger, okay? Or one more than, that's the next number. So let's spin the spinner again. Oh, 2. Let's put the computer on number 2. And we're going to put the number 2 in our heads. And this time we'll be falling raindrops as we count on. Ready, on 2. Ready in our heads, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Last one. Ooh. 4, okay. Number 4 here. You might like to challenge yourself now not to look at the number line and see if you can do it just by using the counting in your head. Are you ready? Let's do rainbows this time as we count on from the number 4 in our heads. Are you ready? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Super duper. Okay, we are going to today be thinking about finding more and fewer when we look at 2 groups of different things. So what I'm going to start by doing is I'm going to use my pen and I'm going to draw a bowl. So I'm going to draw a blue bowl and I'm going to draw a green bowl. So I have got 2 bowls and I'm going to put different fruits into my bowls. And our task today is to find out which group has more and which group has fewer. Okay, so this is all about helping us recognise when numbers are smaller and when numbers are bigger, or when amounts are smaller or bigger. So when something is more, there's obviously more of whatever it is and the number is much bigger. And when there's fewer, sometimes we say less or there's not as many as. Okay, so the number will be smaller. Now, I'm going to begin by putting some fruit into my different bowls. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to count how many pieces of fruit are in each bowl. So we've got 1, 2, 3. How many apples are there in the blue bowl? There are 3. So I'm going to write the number 3 so that we can remember. Number 3. And if you're not sure how to write the number 3, remember to look on the number track down here and it will help you. So there are 3 apples in this bowl. Let's see how many oranges there are. Can you count them? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 oranges in the green bowl. So I'm going to count along the number track to help me find number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go down, across, down through the middle. There are 4 oranges in the bowl. Okay, now our task today is to try and find out which group has more and which group has fewer. So I'm going to use the Numicon to help me solve the problem. So number 3, this is the Numicon tile for 3, and I'm going to find the Numicon tile for 4. So I'm going to put them side by side so that I can compare them. Now, just by looking at the Numicon tiles there, which one looks bigger? Number 4 is bigger, okay? It's because there are more holes, and I can double check it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's definitely 4. It's got more holes and the Numicon shape is bigger. So it tells us that 4 is bigger than the number 3. And it tells us that there are more oranges than there are apples. So if we use our grown-up words, we would say there are fewer apples. And we would say there are more oranges. Now I'm going to write the words more and fewer on the screen if I can. It's a bit tricky to do it with without the real pen. So I'm going to write the word fewer. So I'm going to try my best with my handwriting. And I'm going to just pause the scene. Okay, so I have written the very grown-up words that we're going to try and use. There are fewer apples and there are more oranges. Okay, let's see if we can work out which group has got more or fewer this time. So this time I'm using raspberries and I am using some bananas. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to count them to find out how many there are in each set, and then we're going to say which group has more and which group has fewer. Now, just pause the video. Can you remember what the word fewer means? Remember that it means there are less, okay? So there's not as many. So when we say fewer, the number is smaller. Now, I predict before we start that I think there are more bananas than there are raspberries, because it looks like the whole bowl is full up. And there's a lot of space on this bowl, isn't there? What do you think? Do you think there are more bananas or are there more raspberries? Let's find out. So I'm going to begin by counting how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are there 6 raspberries? Shall I double check that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a bit tricky to count them when they're like this because they're a bit irregular, aren't they? They're not very clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to organise them a bit better, and I can either put them in a line or I can arrange them so that they look like a Numicon tile. So I'm going to put them into little pairs. Okay. How many do I have? Let's double check again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 raspberries. Yummy. Okay, I'm going to now count the bananas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 bananas. Are there 5 bananas? Did I make a mistake again? Okay, what I'm going to do is arrange my bananas a little bit better so that I remember to count them all, and I'm going to put them into little pairs again so that, can you now see the Numicon shape that it makes? Let's see if we can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 bananas, so I'm going to use my pen to write the number 6. And if you're ever a little bit unsure how to write a number, you can use a number track like this one along the bottom and count along to find 6, and then you can see what it looks like and how to write it. Okay, now we're thinking about finding more and fewer, so now what I've got to do is work out which group has more and which group has fewer. I'm going to use my Numicon to help me. So 7. I'm going to find the number 7 by looking on my number track if I'm not sure which one 7 is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There it is. 7 raspberries and there are 6 bananas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to compare them side by side. Which group has more? Which numericantile is bigger? Because when we say more, it means that the number is bigger. Okay, so I can see that this numericantile is much higher. Okay, it's much bigger. So it tells us that the number 7 is a larger number than the number 6. So there are in fact more raspberries and there are less bananas. Now I didn't think that at the start. I thought there was going to be more bananas, didn't I? But just because they're bigger in size, it doesn't always mean that there will be more, okay? So even though these are really teeny tiny, there were actually more raspberries than there were bananas. Now we're going to use our special grown-up words and I'm going to write them on the screen. Okay, so I have got more raspberries. So I've got the word more here, more raspberries, and I have fewer bananas. Okay, so now your activity today is to have a go at doing this at home. You could use fruit, you could use cubes, counters, toys, you could even use pasta. Use whatever you've got to practice your counting. And what I'd like you to do is get your grown-up to make 2 piles and you've got to identify how many there are in each pile. And then you've got to work out which group has more and which group has fewer using those 2 grown-up words, okay? So have a lovely day, everybody. I want to see your pictures and videos on Tapestry and I can't wait to see what you've all been up to. Bye.